G'day there guys, it's Connie here again and we're back with some more stories from Reddit. As always, if you enjoy these videos, be sure to hit like and subscribe and also the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Alrighty, let's get right into it. Alrighty, we're on relationships. This one was written by user Not a Model, lol, and it's titled, I don't know how to deal with insecurities from dating boyfriend who is much more attractive. Reddit, I've been in a new 10-month but amazing relationship with my boyfriend Aiden, who's a total babe, on top of being incredibly charming, kind-hearted, intelligent, and ambitious. The total package, and I'm in love. However, since we started dating, I've been getting sometimes snide, sometimes outright rude comments from friends and family regarding the apparent disparity in our appearances. They've ranged from, "Whoa, how did you manage to get this one?" to, "Well, he's obviously with you for your personality." I don't think I'm unattractive by any means, but to be honest, looks have never been a metric by which I judged both myself and others, and this is the first relationship I've been in where, due to external comments, I've started to actively become self-conscious and critical about my own physical appearance. Aiden has casually modelled and acted in some indie films in the past, and as a result has also dated models and actresses that are absolute stunners. He's never been anything but complimentary towards me, always telling me how gorgeous I am and how much he wants me because he's a sweetheart. But I can't help but feel like a bit of an ugly duckling whenever we're out with his crowd. And guys, trust me, I know there's way more to someone than their looks. But the tangible reality of it is that in some groups, it's clear who everyone wants to be holding the camera instead of in front of it. Generally, I'm pretty happy with myself. I've got decent style, a solid career, and engaging hobbies, and I've been trying to remind myself to focus on those things instead of my looks when I feel insecure. But I guess I feel frustrated because of all the comments, and the scenario of uglier girl with more attractive guy seems to draw the ire and judgment of other people more frequently than anything else. I've seriously heard comments, even from people I considered good friends and who have known me for years, to the effect that I should be wary of him leaving me for someone more beautiful. Recently, an old model fling of Aiden's moved to our city and has been actively trying to get him to go clubbing and dancing with her and her friends, and has made some rather judgmental comments about why he isn't dating someone prettier when he clearly could. She's all over his social media. I only have Instagram for design content and never post pictures of myself. And try as I might, I can't help but feel insecure over how much attention her pictures get, and also the old pictures she's been posting of her and Aiden recently, and the comments from mutual friends saying they would make a gorgeous couple. It really sucks because they are gorgeous together, and I can't help but think we'll never look like we fit the way they do. I don't want my insecurities to sabotage an amazing relationship, but I haven't ever experienced this kind of self-esteem issue over something that I can't change, or at least work on about myself. Aiden has no idea I've been feeling this way, and I've been too embarrassed to talk to him about it, because one of the things he says he really loves about me is that I'm confident in who I am. I guess I'm afraid he'll think less of me if I express my insecurities over something that is fairly superficial. How do I get over this feeling? And am I just doomed to hear these kinds of comments for the rest of our relationship? Yeah, I mean, it's definitely easier said than done to just say, well, don't let the comments get to you. But there's clearly a reason Opie's boyfriend is with her, and I think she can take plenty of confidence through that. Let's go to the comments. I think you should be confident in who you are. This guy clearly sounds like he could be with anybody he wants. And who does he choose to be with? That's right, you. That means he likes you for you and isn't just interested in dating the hottest piece of arm candy he can find. Instead of feeling self-conscious when you're out and about with him, you should feel proud. Hold your head up and own that crap, because all these girls that are making nasty comments to you are doing it because 1, they're jealous, and 2, they're so pathetic that their self-esteem takes a hit when they see a guy they like dating someone that isn't them. How sad is that? You shouldn't feel embarrassed by these girls. You should feel pity that they're so shallow they'll actually get upset based on something so superficial. You're so much better than them. And if people keep making snide and super mean comments to your face, just tell them to F off. And if it's anyone your boyfriend knows, I don't think it'd make him think less of you if you told him what they're saying. He sounds like a non-shallow guy, so he'll most likely think less of them for insulting his awesome girlfriend based on something so petty. You've been dating for 10 months. If he didn't think you were awesome, he wouldn't be with you now, and wouldn't still be treating you well. Isn't that all the affirmation of your relationship you need? I say F what everyone else thinks. Well, he has to like you for who you are, right? At least you would be being real with him if you shared that it was making you feel insecure. Don't let the comments get to you, and trust that he's with you for the right reasons. Because the right person will be there for you for all the right reasons. His role as your boyfriend is to help you feel comfortable and desirable by any means. Go to him with your insecurities or you won't be happy. You're the one dating him, not his friends or his family. I'm assuming the relationship is relatively new, so it would probably get easier as time goes by and your bond strengthens. So a guy who is this total package definitely can pick anybody he wants to be with, and he picked you. For whatever reason he has, you are the one that he chooses to be with each and every day. Sounds like you have a lot going for you, to me. Feel good about that. Everybody else is jealous and can pound sand. Don't give anything negative from them a second of your time. Yeah, now for an update, 6 years later. Okay, a brief, mostly sad update. We got engaged a year ago, which felt like one of the best days of my life. The universe decided no, and earlier this year I found out my fiancé cheated on me in the first months of our relationship and slept with his ex-model fling a few times, even though he had denied there was anything other than friendship between them. I found out because he still shares mutual friends with him and is in the same field. We were all at an event and she made a snide comment about it after a friend heard about our engagement and congratulated me. I can't really put into words how betrayed I felt. Our entire relationship built on lies and years of insecurity being validated after I finally put them to rest. We tried working through it, but I decided to break things off because I don't think I'll ever be able to trust him again. He made sounds about how it was an early mistake and that I'd be throwing away 5 years of our relationship, but to be honest I felt like they never became a thing because she wasn't interested in more, not him. So yeah, I wish I could say all of the "but he picked you" comments were correct, but clearly it was too good to be true. Oh man, that's a bit of a punch in the gut, isn't it? Some final comments. Opie comments on whether her ex cheated after they became exclusive. Yes, he asked me to be exclusive, seemed genuine and anxious when he did. He told her she made moves on him, he cheated a few times, and lied repeatedly to me when I asked if anything was going on. They even got matching tattoos half a year into our relationship, lol. I'm really sorry it ended like this. What an asshat. By the way, if she was the one that ended it and refused to let it become more, why did she make snide remarks to you? What a biatch. Opie says, yeah, long story there, but she has a habit of keeping guys that want her around as friends. He stopped being friends with her a few years in, so this was probably her way of making herself feel better about him getting engaged to me. I hate that she may take this as her winning, but I have to do what's right for me. You didn't throw away 5 years. You refused to waste the next 5. Finding out later is brutal, but at least you found out before a wedding, kids, shared finances. That's not a loss. That's an expensive lesson paid in time instead of your whole life. The insecurity wasn't wrong. Your gut was on point. Next time, don't silence it for someone else's comfort. Trust is earned, not begged for. You've already proven you can walk away from what doesn't serve you. That's power most people never find. She says 100%. Still hurting immensely, but now that the dust has settled a bit, I'm so grateful that we didn't get married or have kids. I earn almost 3 times his income and was totally enabling his lifestyle. Now I have so much time and energy to invest in myself, my friends and family. Opie comments on why she wanted to give an update 7 years later. Well, honestly, his ex was such a watershed moment in our relationship. When I found out he cheated with her, I almost immediately remembered the Reddit post and how much insecurity I had to even post about it. Hindsight is 2020, and I left out a lot of details in that post which were definitely red flags. A downvoted comment says, "There's no way you would throw out a 7-year relationship for cheating in the first few months where you barely knew each other. However, if he cheated, he probably did it with other people also throughout the 7 years, and that I can understand would break your trust. If you're 100% sure he only cheated in the beginning, I don't know why you wouldn't get over it, to be honest. It happens to a lot of happy couples." She says, "It's not the cheating, it's the years of lying despite knowing how much I struggled with their friendship, and the lying by omission when he proposed to me. I found out through her, not him. So yeah, it's not a few months of infidelity, it's 7 years of breaking down my trust in him and myself." Opie comments on future relationships. I've done enough therapy to know my early insecurities were largely due to his shifty behaviour in the first year of our relationship. Not even looking to be picked anymore, just looking to pick better next time. Seeing the positive comments on the first post just made this sadder than usual. I truly hope Opie finds peace within herself. Was no one asking why this guy wasn't immediately putting a stop to his friend's behaviour without being asked? All this about he chose her, but what good is that if he doesn't defend her? That should have been a huge red flag. Quote, I earn almost 3 times his income and was totally enabling his lifestyle. She neglected to mention this very important detail in the first post. Might have changed the advice she was given. I found out my ex-fiancé had cheated in the first year of our relationship. The number of people who were shocked and disappointed in me for immediately breaking up with him was genuinely alarming. Apparently, the fact that he'd fallen deeply in love with me after cheating on me and hadn't cheated since made everything okay. It didn't. It ticked me off more. It meant he was always capable of being faithful, but only when he wanted to be. It meant that I'd been tricked into the next 4 years of our relationship. It meant that the moment he didn't feel madly in love, he would probably cheat again. For me, the relationship was over the moment he cheated. I just didn't know it yet, and he coasted on my ignorance. It worked out because I met my husband a few years after walking away from him, and we're disgustingly happy. My ex, from what little I've heard, is still single and whines that I was unreasonable for not forgiving him. Yeah, that's always the way, isn't it? But yeah, like those comments before said, I feel like Opie left out quite a few details there in the first post that probably would have changed our minds. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Otherwise, that's it for that story, and we'll move on to the next. Okie dokie, moving over to relationship advice. This one was written by a throwaway account, and it's titled, My boyfriend deleted my dead brother from my Instagram friends, and he doesn't seem to understand or care that I'm upset. 6 years ago, my twin brother Sam died in a horrible accident on the freeway. It was one of the biggest accidents in our state. My only comfort is that he died immediately. The police said he most likely had no idea anything was happening around him. Anyway, before he died, Sam was a huge social media user, mostly on Instagram and Snapchat. I never followed him on Snapchat, but I followed him on Instagram. He made thousands of posts about his life, friends, family, music. He was an amazing singer. After he died, I would go to his account and just scan through his account. I mostly watched a few videos he made where he does a dialogue for ESL speakers. He taught English to ESL students for extra money. I'd often pretend that he was speaking to me. I know it's not healthy to listen to my dead brother's voice every day, but it just became a habit. A few weeks ago, my boyfriend had been urging me to break free from this. He told me that I need to move on. I did start. I would only watch one video, or even not use my phone until right before I went to bed. Last night, I went to check my brother's account, and I saw that it was gone. I was upset. I texted my sister, and she said that she could still see his account. My boyfriend told me that he blocked my brother on my account. I was annoyed, but simply thought I could just go back to following him, but my brother's account was private, and our family couldn't access his account years ago. The reasons why he blocked him is because he thought I was in love with my brother, and even accused me of being once intimate with him, my brother. I wanted to vomit. He's my twin. We spent every single day together. Even when we grew up, we went to the same university. At the time of my brother's accident, we were roommates. I loved my brother, but not in a sick way. My boyfriend never met my brother. He and I only started dating 2 years ago, but after this, I don't know if I can or should continue this relationship. My boyfriend keeps saying that I should move on, that what he did wasn't a big deal, but it was to me. Our mutual friends agree that I should just forgive and forget, but I feel like I'm grieving again. No way, man, screw this guy, the boyfriend that is. He doesn't get to decide that for OP. Like, it's one thing to encourage someone to move on, like, okay, whatever, but to accuse someone of sleeping with their own sibling just because they're keeping their memory alive in some way is just crazy. This dude has serious issues. Let's go to the comments. Your boyfriend just decided for you that blocking your late brother's account was the magical solution to your grief? That's not how it works. Grief isn't a switch you can just flip, especially when it's someone as close as your twin. You finding comfort in watching those videos is totally normal, and nobody gets to take that away from you. But then he takes it even further, accusing you of being in love with your brother. Dude, what? That's not just out of line, that's a whole different zip code of messed up. Grief is one thing, but him jumping to those accusations? Yeah, no. Look, you've been taking steps at your own pace, and that's how it should be. He doesn't get to dictate how you handle your loss. Honestly, it's not about forgive and forget, it's about respect, and he clearly bulldozed that boundary. You're feeling like you're grieving again because in a way you are. He took away your way of connecting with your brother. Also, your friend saying just let it go? That's a hard pass. You deserve better than someone who not only doesn't get your grief, but makes it worse. OP replies, he told me he was just joking when he said that. It was not funny. This happened yesterday and I'm still very upset, and I don't see myself ever forgiving him. He tried tickling me this morning to make me laugh. I'm just so hurt. Yeah, if someone did that to me, they'd be kicking rocks all the way home. Never let someone control your phone, social media, or anything else personal like that. They have no need, no matter what excuse they give. Your boyfriend is a freaking controlling tool who needs to be binned with other useless tools. She replies, he did it when I was in the shower. He knows my passcode because there's an app on my phone to open the door to our apartment. He's never gone through my phone before. I didn't think twice about leaving him with it. Jesus, get out. OP says, I have to. I honestly don't see myself forgiving him. My sister is allowing me to use her account so the pictures aren't gone, but still, why would he do this? Okay, but also, your boyfriend is jealous of your dead brother. I'm sorry to put it so crudely. It's time to wake up. Absolutely heartbreaking to read. Is there a way for you to get access back to the account? You can grieve and remember and cherish your brother at your own rate. You don't need his permission or help. Thank you very much. Please dump this sack of crap. I'm not a fan of Redditors always going to this conclusion, but this is outrageous and your friends are losers. Get a new group of friends and a new boyfriend, or spend some time alone living your life the way you want, which I'm sure your brother would have loved for you. He has shown you who he is. Don't doubt it. OP says, as of today I haven't figured it out. He never set up a legacy thing. We tried to get access a few years ago, but Insta didn't help much. My sister told me that I can use her account. She's not a big Instagram user, so she said I could log in whenever I wanted. Also, my brother and I used to use Instagram to chat. For years, I hoped that if we can figure out a way to log in, I can still keep those messages. Screen record the videos you like the best and keep them in a photos folder somewhere else, so just in case anything like this happens or if his account gets deleted eventually, you'll still have them forever. Yeah, recording them is a good idea. Opie makes a small update in the comments. She says, ha ha ha, as of today he's out of my house. I told him I needed time to think. I removed his access into the complex and my apartment. I've calmed down, but I'm not going to forgive him. Not with this. One commenter adds, he'll come back and try to act sweet. Don't forgive this bag of crap. He doesn't have feelings for anyone but himself. She says he's already tried. He sent me a message through a friend that he's going to give me a few days to calm down, and that I'm being ridiculous. And an update 3 days later. I kicked him out. I gave it a few days for me to calm down, but this was just a breach in trust. He still thinks I'm overreacting, and I've also cut ties with our mutual friends. They were mostly his friends. This incident made me realize I need to spend more time with my family. I've been chatting more with my sister. After Sam's death, I was a bit cold towards her, but she's helped me a lot these past couple of days. Also, thanks to some amazing people on here, we were able to get into Sam's account. I'm now the owner of it. Thank you all. And lastly, Sam, I miss you every single day. One comment says, what an insecure little man Opie's ex was. I'm glad this was resolved, and I hope he has heaps of karma coming his way. It's horrifying that a 36-year-old man did this, not a foolish teenager who didn't think through how hurtful this would be. I'm so glad that the update wasn't some, I decided to forgive him because he really is a great guy, bullcrap. I hope she eventually finds a partner who understands and supports her personal way of grieving her brother. I'm not a twin, but have twin younger brothers, and while they're not each other's biggest fans currently, I remember that before they were inseparable. To accuse OP of being in love with her twin brother is gross and not funny in the slightest. How dare he even try to imply that or dictate how her grief should go? Good on her for dumping him and his terrible friends. He'll come back and try to be sweet. OP, he already did. He said I was being ridiculous. I hope OP learns what actually being sweet is. The real punishment the guy deserved for doing that can't be written on here. Yeah, any thoughts about what that could be? Let me know in the comments. Anyway guys, that's it for that story, and that's it from me today. Hope you enjoyed those ones, thanks for making it to the end, and I'll see you all in the next video. Have a good day. Cheers.